is okay, I'm gonna run up to the top.
Number 2. Ooh, hello. Good morning. This is working. This is number 2.
Actually, you know what? Can you mute it for a minute? I can move it. This is set up for high school choir. Yeah, it's fine. It's in there. You on the right spots. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here. Real quick, since we're the first group, I'd like to introduce our judges today, just in case you don't know who they are. We have Miss Amanda Howland. She teaches at Northbridge High School. She's the band and choir director there. However, she used to teach at Bridgewater Raynham right down the street. So thank you for being here today, Miss Howland. And I hope you know who he is, but if you don't, I'm still going to introduce him. We have Mr. Ray Ponte here. He taught here in East Bridgewater for 17 years. Before that, he taught in Stoughton for 17 years. He was our band director. He taught guitar. He taught all the things, history of rock and roll. He also was our director of music. So Mr. Ponte, he also lives in East Bridgewater. So thank you for being here, Mr. Ponte. So this is the 7th and 8th grade chorus. My name is Linda Bassini-Pavlov, and today we would like to sing 3 selections for you. The first one is Non Nobis Domine, it's a cappella. The second one is called Does the World Say? It's by Kyle Peterson. On that one, we will have Jasmine Haynes accompanying us on violin and Mr. Carlton Hayes on the piano. And finally, we will have a song called Oye, and it's by Jim Popoulas. And on that song, we will have Donovan Lancaster on congas, Ryan Euphrates on agogo bells, and Connor Lewis on shaker. We hope you enjoy our program today.
Isn't that what you're here to do, right? Yeah. So it seems like there's a little theme here with you guys, and this may not be anything new. Mrs. MP probably talks about it all the time. By the way, you have a great teacher here. I hope you guys know that. She's amazing. You're very you guys are also what you hear in the school. It's a great program. So I would say one of my biggest things is that you should be thinking about the notes that you sing before you sing them. Because a lot of you guys are like, you have it. It was like a crutch. You were just kind of like, let me just stare at my music because it's comfortable. But I think that a lot of you guys have it, but you're waiting for other people to sing the notes before you sing them. Does anybody feel that? Right? It's okay. Like, that's a normal thing. That's a normal part of being in 7th and 8th grade choir. You know, maybe you haven't sang in choir very long, or maybe you have, but you're kind of like holding back, waiting for other people. Don't hold back. Hear the notes, know what they sound like ahead of time, because then you can actively, you know, produce them. The first tune, I think that's like, you picked like some tough timing tunes. Like the first 2 songs, like the timing in that was really tough, but you guys did a great job with timing. Especially, what is that style of music in the first song? When one part comes in and then later somebody else comes in, what is that called? Acapella, right? There's no accompaniment. What is it called when you, yeah, no, that's great. But what is it called when you have like somebody starts singing, what's that? It's like a split. There's a musical term for it. It's like a round. It's actually called a canon. You got it, yeah. Good. So, so you guys did a great job. That's really tough to do when you're singing one part and there's a bunch of other people singing other stuff, right? So once you started the songs, you got into it, you're a little more confident in it. I would like to look at the second tune a little bit. And can I just hear? So what I noticed about that second tune was that when there was like very little instrumentation, like the accompaniment was not as much, and like there wasn't as much vocally going on. You guys were very shy, and then once it was a little bit fuller, you were strong. You're like, I'm here, I know what I'm doing, and it goes back to that being a little more confident in what you're doing, which helps if you like listen to the music a lot, practice it a lot, right? That's where confidence comes from. Most people that are actually confident, they're faking it, right? Everyone's faking it.
What do I
right?
say? Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, exactly. So, can I hear?
Do you need the violin?
Oh, I love the violin. Yeah, let's have that.
I just told you.
Oh, yeah, no.
That's fine.
No, because it's all part of it, right? Because you guys are hearing that while you're singing, and your brain's like, okay, what do I listen to, right? So we want that in there. Can we start right at the 6/8, measure 7? And can you give them their first pitch for that? For Does the World Say? Okay. Can you guys? I'm gonna. Yeah. Can you guys call that in your brain, right? Oh, no, you can go. You can go. Yeah. No, I'll just kind of talk at you while you're done. We're starting right at measure 7. Can you guys call that?
The starting note of measure.
Can you be really strong with that? Does the world say? Right? Be really strong with that when that comes in. Know your time. Know where it comes in. Hear what it sounds like before you sing it. All right, measure 7. Go ahead.
Does the world say?
That was so much stronger. Keep going.
Rise, does the world say that you just not enough?
Yeah, so right there, that you're just not enough. Be a little stronger. Keep going.
Does the world say
Think about the words ahead of
that
time.
you're not in the right spot? When it wants you there and not here, you tell to all the things you are not.
Yeah, you know how long those should be, right?
Well, I've been there
Yeah,
too.
good. Yeah, so that's like right around where you guys started to get a little bit more comfortable with it. Did you feel that? You're like, okay, all right, now we're in it. You know, but fake it till you make it. Fake that confidence at the beginning of the tune, right? And in any of those spots where there's sparse instrumentation or sparse, like there's not a lot of stuff written for the vocals and it's very like you're very, like out in the open, right? That's hard to do, right? Your voice is your voice. That's really hard to actually be like, putting yourself out there like that. You guys are doing a great job with it. That's what I would say about that. Let me just double check my other notes. Does this song remind you guys of anything? Nothing? No? Any other song you've ever listened to? No? Anything?
That one song by
Alicia Keys? Oh. Okay, so if it reminds you of something, like listen to songs that it reminds you of, and you can get that kind of style and that feeling, you can gain that confidence that way too. Let's go on to the Oye song. This is a cool tune. And just like how I had you guys, do we have the percussionist still?
No.
Did they
They won't
disappear?
now.
Oh, okay. So just like how I had you guys think about, you know, the words before you start saying them, think about the timing of this one, right? So the clapping, the first one, it sounded like a whole bunch of you clapping at different times. The second time you got to the clapping part, you were all together because you were in it and you were confident again. So it's the same kind of thing, but this time it's with the rhythm. And then some of you guys, like, you really wanted to move and you really wanted to get into it, but you held back, and it showed in your performance. So this is a song, no one can stand still to this. Did you guys see me? I was like bobbing my head back there, right? No one can stand still to this, and some of you guys were staring at this LP like the music was written on our face, right? You can let her do her thing, you can do your thing, and it's a thing that you all do together, but get into it. Let yourself like feel it a little bit. Let yourself move. Like no one is judging you, babe. Like, I mean, I'm technically judging you, but like I'm not judging like what you do with your body, right? Like you can actually move a little bit while you sing it. So, what does this one remind you of? I have something off the top of my head that reminds me of immediately that you guys probably know.
No, nothing.
It's a movie that came out in the past few years. We don't talk about right? So this reminded me
We were
of
talking about
Super
Super Mario Brothers.
Super
too,
Mario,
right?
yes.
In
All
class
right, I
the
can
other
hear
day.
that. But what you could do is like, okay, whatever it reminds you of, listen to more of those kinds of songs. It'll help you learn this music too. Okay? And listening to the music a lot helps. Does she tell you to listen to the music?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. I'm sure she does every day. But not even just this music. Look up other Jim Pakulis tunes. Look up other songs that sound like this. Other Spanish tunes.
You know how we go to that conference, our state conference, every year, all the music teachers leave? He was at our All-State in Massachusetts last year, and I got to work with him.
Oh,
He did the treble climb.
oh, he did?
Yeah, and then he did a 2-hour session when I was in a session.
Oh,
I
that's
got to
cool.
talk to him, I took a picture with him, he's awesome.
I probably met him too.
Yeah.
Can we? Yeah, let's just start that, and I just want you guys to like kind of just let loose and have fun with it. I just want to see you guys actually like. I hope you enjoy singing in choir. It's like the best thing you can ever do.
I think I'm a little terrified this morning, so that's part of it.
No, that's totally normal, but like, you know, fake that. We're gonna fake that confidence, fake that like wanting to dance and everything.
Okay. They don't have one.
They
We have a
don't.
Pops concert next
Pops
week.
concert,
Yeah.
okay? So get into it. Like, enjoy the music. Enjoy yourself.
She's saying you need to relax.
Yeah.
To go a little bit like,
I
remember I
know.
said the way not to look? That's how you do it.
I know. Some of you guys were trying to get into it, but nobody else was, so that it was kind of hard. Right. I think some of you guys know who we're talking to. So, all right. So, we're going to give you a silver medal for today. So, again, just, you know, listening to each other, blending your tone. The other thing I was going to say about your vowels in the first one, just be listening to how everybody else is shaping your vowels too. You guys have a really good control on the timing and stuff there. You have your notes and you have your rhythms, but you have to buy into all the other music stuff, right? Just listen to everything she says to you every day and do the things she's telling you to do. She didn't pay me to tell you that, but
Try to make them relax.
yeah, no, relax and enjoy it. It's music. It's meant to be enjoyed, right? You're here, you're making friends, right? You're enjoying music, right? Yeah, and all that other stuff. I have some notes for you guys I recorded some stuff for you guys to go over with Miss Nucky before your Fox concert. So
Awesome.
awesome job, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Ms.
you.
Allen. Thank you, Ms. Holland.
Thank you, Miss.
Judges, are you good? Yes. Hello, everybody. My name is Mr. Hatfield. This is the high school concert band. Thank you for being here. And we have Second Sweet Enough, the March. Then we're going to be doing Frank Kelly's Amazing Grace. And then we're doing Cumberland Cross by Carl Stroman. Thank you.
that's great. I was trying to figure out how you guys are gonna do this at this time of day. You know, when I taught here, I'd get up at 5 a.m. every day, and I was here at 6:30, so that I could go in the band room and start playing, because that's how I woke up. I had to play first. In fact, you should probably, every time you got a big test to take, go play first for a while. You get the brain working. I got up this morning and I said, wow, how did we do this early? I practice. So, well done. You get some heavy music here, especially these first two pieces. Right? Most has been done by everybody. And these are major pieces of music. To Kelly, Amazing Grace, one of my favorites of his, very difficult. It doesn't look it when you first get it, and as you get into the rehearsals, you realize you guys did a wonderful job here. Wonderful job. You're going to hear some comments on the recording. Take them for what they're worth. There are things that would jump out at me as I'm listening. Things that if I was conducting, I wish I could just say to you in a rehearsal. Watch that. Be careful of this. Because it's that nature of a comment, you're going to probably listen to it and think, he hated this. Okay? And that's not the case. It's me thinking quick, throwing something out there, and just take it as it's intended, please. It's a very, very strong performance today, overall. I try to pick on the little things that can take it to the next step, because that's where you're at. You guys did a lot of work on this music, and you understand it very well. I can see that, I can hear that right away. Attention to the details are what will take it to the next level that you have, and I know you have it in you. For instance, can you take out second suite real quick? You've asked me, so I'm not going to probably come back to show it again. I just want you to look at that piece of music for a second. I'll give you a chance to do that while people moving doubling parts here. One of the comments I made during the last one was, hey, it's nice to see so many people doubling on instruments and making this thing work. There's a lot of moving parts, and when you don't have them all, you feel it, you hear it. There's definitely something missing. Those who are playing a second or third trumpet part, second or third clarinet part, second alto, don't ever think that those parts are unimportant. They are just as important as the rest of the parts. If you're not doing your part on that, the other parts kind of fall apart. Okay? So keep that in mind. Everybody's piece is important. Percussion, I know during Kelly's thing, you're going on. He kind of left us out here to a certain extent. There are some really important things, though. He picks moments for you. And then on marches you get a little more meat to your parts. But those things are super important, and that's the details. One of the things with the suite is you've got a couple of very different sounds in here, a couple of very different feels to this. And it's hard to pull that off sometimes. When you play that march, and it's got this strong articulation to it, and it's stiff and it's rigid. And then you've got to play the 6/8. The key with the 6/8 is to make that. I'll talk to the jazz band duo for a second. To make it swing a little bit. It's like a lilt. Okay. So what you're going to hear me say on the recording there is to watch out for the last eighth note of the measure. Try to push that last eighth note into the next measure a little bit. It'll help it to make that difference come through of that lilt. It's like an Irish dance kind of sound. Small detail, but one of the things that really can make a big difference in that. And that was kind of an overview as I'm listening to the two sections. Okay? Heard a nice job, people with the quarter notes and the background parts when the euphonium solo's going on early on. And there's a nice distance between the volume here and the volume of that solo. Keep that, that's really important, and you're going to get that in a lot of your songs. Same thing again, flutes, when we get to Kelly, Amazing Grace, and there's an alto solo in the middle of the band going on, and you've got multiple people playing, and there's a nice distance between us. Really super important, and that came off really well in both cases. Okay. So not all my comments were don't do this. There's one other thing I wanted to say about Steve right now. Oh, watch. So I know this guy pretty well because he student taught under me out of Bridgewater State College before he became a teacher. So he's very good with the baton. He's very good with the baton. And he's showing you a lot of what you need to remember as you're playing. Okay? And I see some of you looking up at him and really following that baton. And then I see others, you know, I'm not picking on Clarence. We can do this, we could do it. I saw it throughout. Those details that you're trying to remember as you're trying to get the notes right, the rhythms right, you know, play in tune with each other, all that. Those are really important. Use him. Use him for that. Okay? The baton, you know, this thing's a magical thing. I mean, you can make a lot happen with it if you use it right. Okay? And, you know, I should never be able to do this. I've probably done it for some of you before. Because it's so big and heavy on this end, and it's so skinny and light on this end. But they're balanced. Okay? Doesn't help. Old shaky hands don't help either. But it's balanced for a reason. It really helps him to make this thing shape the sounds that you're trying to shape as you play those long phrases, and you're thinking, oh no, do I have enough air? Oh no, am I articulating right? Am I cutting this off at the right place? And on and on. Oh, and how's my volume? Because it's ever changing. And am I fluctuating with everybody else? Boy, you're doing a lot all at once. Right? It's an incredible thing, I think. Okay? So use him in this thing here to help you with that along the way. Make sure you've got your stand turned so that you can see him easily. You don't have to take your eyes way off the music. Okay? But part of that too is knowing your music well enough to have the confidence to do that. And this is something the 7th, 8th graders will probably hear this again when they come up. The notes and rhythms are just step one. Some of these pieces, I bet it took a long time to get all that. But that's just step one. The real work is playing together, working it out as a group, and getting a consistency with what you're doing overall. And that's where the really good stuff happens. That's where this thing becomes kind of magic. Okay? So my biggest comment overall is make sure you're using him to get all those details to happen when you've got one shot. Because he's real good with it. He's better with this than I am. I always. On Amazing Grace. Keep it up real quick. And you help me find him in music. It took me a long time since I played that. Biggest moment. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, 91.
I would think
So, if you could look at the section here, 83 up through 91. Music's about creating moments, okay? If you're playing an instrument and you're not trying to create a moment up there, somewhere in that piece, at least one, I think you're going about it in sort of a futile way. Because in the end, you may have played everything correctly, which took a lot of work and effort. But what did you really get out of performing for yourself? And what did the listeners in the audience get? You know, there are two kinds of people, I guess. There are those that go to a performance and want to hear this perfect performance. And there are those that go to a performance and want to be moved by it. I'm the second one. Okay? And to Kelly does a great job. This is, again, this was a very moving rendition you did. The biggest moment in this piece is at number 91, fortissimo, that note. Okay? If I've got the right section here. And he takes his time building this up over measures after measure after measure, and you're breathing and you're working hard, and then it starts to do this a little bit, and you can feel the energy, right? And that last note, boom, there it is. And when you do this right, everybody out there goes, okay? How do you prepare for something like that? How do you prepare so that you can control your instrument in a way that you've got the control of it to make that happen? I think that's really the key, and it's not necessarily done in the rehearsals with him. Okay? It's just where you need to be boring in your practice. What's one of the most boring things, and I'm talking to wind instruments for a second here, what's one of the most boring things there is to practice? You can say it out loud, he won't yell at you for it. Long tones. Long tones, thank you. I could tell, was that what you were saying? Yeah, long tones. That 6:30 in the morning when I go in the band room and I pull out that trumpet or the saxophone or the flute or whatever it was I was working on that day, always, always, always started with they're trying to play a long tone, okay? Hopefully it sounds better than that whistle, but you get the idea. I don't know more, right? And then not just building up that ability to hold it up, but then you start practicing the shaping. How soft can I play it and keep that pitch right to the horns? How loud can I play it and not go out of tune? How can I control that to gradually build up to it? Boys, it takes intense practice. It takes consistent practice, I should say, over a long period of time. And you don't always feel like you're getting better, but all of a sudden you're going to be in band and you're going to do something like that, and you're going to make it happen and go, okay, I got it. All right. So my best advice is in your practice routines, do it often and be boring with it. Because that will lead to some very moving music that's anything before. Okay? All right. I'm going to move here because congratulations, by the way, on earning a gold medal, very high gold medal. If you liked what I had to say, then let him know, and maybe he'll invite you back to work with you one day. We're on the rest of it.
Good morning again. This is the high school concert choir, and this is the program we're singing today. We are singing Hope is the Thing with Feathers by Kenny Potter. He did the music. Emily Dickinson wrote the poetry. Believe from the Polar Express, and it's arranged by Mac Huff. And Sisi Ni Moja, which means We Are One, by Jacob Navarro. We are also accompanied today by Mr. Carlton Haynes on piano.
Hope is the thing that perches in the soul and sings the tune and never stops at all. Hope is the thing that perches in the soul and sings the tune and never stops at all. Hope is the thing that perches in the soul and sings the tune and never stops at all. Hope is the thing that perches in the soul and sings the tune and never stops at all. Hope is the thing that perches in the soul and sings the tune and sings the tune. Oh, without the war, it never stops at all. Never stops at all. Never stops at all. It never stops at all. Hope is the thing that perches in the soul and sings the tune and never stops at all. Sweetest in the gale is heard and storm must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many more. I've heard it in those cheerless landing on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity. Hope is the thing that perches in the soul and sings the tune and never stops at all. Hope is the thing that perches in the soul and sings the tune and never stops at all. Hope is the thing that perches in the soul and sings the tune and never stops at all. Hope is the thing that perches in the soul and sings the tune and sings the tune. Oh, without the war, it never stops at all. Never stops at all. Never stops at all. It never stops at all. Hope is the thing that perches in the soul and sings the tune and never stops at all. Hope is the thing that perches in the soul and sings the tune and never stops at all. Hope is the thing that perches in the soul and sings the tune and never stops at all. Hope is the thing that perches in the soul and sings the tune and never stops at all.
Say good morning to us. Good morning. You back there with a smile. Your smile is so happy. You guys need to like catch her about it. She
Okay, thank you.
So it sounds like you guys work really hard. You have a very hard teacher. I don't know if you know what you have. You're very lucky. She works hard.
Thank you, Ms.
And it sounds like she teaches you how to work hard, so that's a good thing. You guys are gonna carry that your whole life. There's gonna be things that she taught you that you didn't learn anywhere else. You didn't learn in those AP classes. You learned here. That you're gonna take in your whole life and you're gonna use some of the things she taught you. I'm sure plenty of her former students can tell you that. That Hope tune, what did you guys think about learning 7/8? Had anybody learned in 7/8 before? No? How did you guys approach that? Tell me about it. You looked at the wall. Yeah.
Do you remember what we did in the very beginning? What did I have you doing?
Just repeat.
No, yeah, but before that, didn't we conduct it?
Yes.
We conducted it. Show her what we did. Ready, go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah,
But what's crazy about it is like it goes from the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then it switches around. And you guys did it like no problem. I was just like, I didn't really have a whole lot to say about that because I was very impressed with the rhythmic accuracy and stuff. The only thing I would say is like when there's 3 8 notes together, be really positive about what each one of those notes are. Some of them they just got kind of blended together. That's what I mean. You guys were like basses. 2 basses, you guys hold down the 4. This is great. That's all I really have to say about that one. I mean, that's a really cool tune, really nice poem. Hopefully, you guys take the words to that poem and like actually think about the words that you're. Do you go over that, like the meaning behind songs? I'm sure you do.
We talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Honestly, you should have talked about it more.
Yeah, because you'll buy into it a little bit more when you sit and ask yourself questions about what that poem means to you. Like what does it mean to have hope? What does it mean to? It's like look at some of the words. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul. Sings the tune without the words, right? Like just think about what those words mean to you. Take time to reflect, especially. As you guys are starting to go on in life, right? How many seniors? Seniors, yeah. Oh, there's a lot of me. Yeah.
We're at 8.
Okay. And believe, your voices were so pure. Like a lot of you guys were just using your own voices, but still managed to blend well. Which sometimes, people are singing using their own tone, their own voice, they're ignoring the rest of the ensemble. But it wasn't like that. You were able to use this like pure, simple, because like, what is this song from? Polar Express. It's a movie, it's a kid's movie, right? Even though it's a little bit creepy for some kids, like the guy on top of the train, like, right? But you guys were singing like you were singing to children. It was like this very pure, nice tone. And let's see, there was one section, I wrote down notes and I don't even know what they were. Where's the word fly?
Wings to fly. In the chorus. Let me find it here.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, I just wrote down like listen to each other, and in general, like you guys have this it seems like a natural ability. It's not natural. She's worked very hard to make sure that you do this, but you have this natural ability to listen to each other. You probably don't even know that you're doing it, but like sometimes you can let the natural ability happen, but then there's other times where you want to be actively making sure that you're focusing on every single voice in the choir. That's not childish, right? And so part of that could mean like, maybe even turning in a little bit more on the riser so you guys can make eye contact. That's musical communication. You don't have to just stare at her the whole time. You can make eye contact with the audience. You can be like, this song is for you, this song is for me, this song is for each other. I would say that would help just kind of just bring just that extra little bit of in. But I mean, again, you guys have this like ability to blend with your natural voices, and it sounded cool. And then CC Umoja, I do want to hear a little bit of that because there's some accompaniment with the tenors and basses, measure 14. Let me get that out. This is the one I was most familiar with, so I was able to. Yeah, so we have the, can you get the G? Yeah, we are one people, right? And tenors and basses, you guys have this, hey, yeah, like, just be strong with it. Like, you're like, hey, I'm here, right? Like, we're few but many, you know, few but strong, right? Can we start at letter A where the altos come in? We all know. Right, that part. Can we try that? Yeah. Right there. 1, 2, 3. That's you, altos. Do that. We all know. 1, 2, 3. We all know. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's not your fault. It's just like that's very low for your range, so it's just not gonna speak out that much. But if you do it, then it'll be heard with just the sides. That's what I did with
We
my.
might have taken that side. That's probably.
Huh?
I think.
Oh,
we
did
took
you?
them out.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
why you didn't.
But then later, I think there was some more, and then
Yes, there were.
there were some moves. There were some moves happening, so I would do the moves, but.
Yes.
But yeah, I would say just like some of the same stuff I was saying for looking at each other. Like a lot of you guys, I said this to the other choir as well. Like a lot of you guys were like trying to get into it. You're trying to move a little bit. Brenda's over there. Yes, I love this. But I just noticed your smile the whole time. That's why I'm not taking it. But I would say just like let yourself like move a little bit. You know, let yourself like feel it. Let yourself get into it. Like. No one cares what you look like. What does everyone else care about all the time? Themselves. They care about what people think about them. They're not looking at you, right? So if you're moving around, if you're going to just start that effect like, okay, I'm comfortable here, right? You guys work hard, you spend time together, you're comfortable with each other, hopefully. And let yourself move to the music because that's going to kind of just bring it to that next level. But overall, you guys are doing some great stuff. You guys work hard. Keep listening to what she has to say. You learn a ton from her. And congrats, guys. You did it.
Good job, guys.
Yeah.
Can you take our picture real quick?
Yeah.
Amazing lighting.
I know. You got all this blue. You go back a little bit. Yeah, you guys look great too. That helps. Here we go.
All right, hi everyone. This is the 7th and 8th grade band. My name is Jake Slajewski, and it's my pleasure to be their director today. We have 3 songs for you today: Rhythm Mania by Carol Britton Chambers, The Red Balloon by Ann McGinty, and Arabian Dances by Roland Barrett. On Arabian Dances, you will hear Claire Wayner on clarinet and Ryan Wilson on flute. Thank you very much.
Okay. Hey, I really enjoyed that. Just so you know, because I know a lot of students in the high school band don't, but most of you don't. I taught public school instrumental music for 34 years. 7th and 8th grade band I did throughout that whole 34-year career as part of what I was teaching. So this group is sort of near and dear to my heart. Like, the guys run a lot of days when I was back there, and especially that last song, that was one that I used here with the 7th and 8th grade band way back when. It was one of my favorites. Okay? And you guys didn't disappoint with that. Okay? It's still one of my favorites, okay? You're going to get a chance. We made a recording, and I made a lot of comments into the recording, knowing that I'd only have a short time with you today. Mr. Sledesky may decide to share those with you. Take them for what they're worth. I'm listening. Something pops into my head. Hey, let's be careful of this. Let's watch out for that. And I make the comment on there. So to that extent, some of the comments are positive, and some of them are, hey, you need to work on this. You're meant to help you in your, and the same with this conversation now, meant to help you with your practice going forward. So you can continue to make the steps to continue to play better and better and gain more and more control over your instrument, which is really the most important piece of it all. The more control you have over your instrument, every inch of the range of that instrument, the more musical you're going to be able to play, and the more you're going to be able to create those beautiful moments that every once in a while make somebody in the audience go, wow. Okay. But in rehearsal, you'll have that feeling daily. Okay. So a couple of things. I'm basically going to kind of go through some of the comments that you'll hear on the tape and explain where I'm coming from with it. There are multiple moments in this performance of the 3 songs where you're clapping as a group. And you're a clarinet player, or you're a trombone player, or you're a trumpet player, and you're not a percussionist. Try to keep in mind, anytime you're clapping as part of the music, you need to treat that like it's an instrument. I want you, by that I mean I want you to take the same amount of care and focus on the clapping parts that you do everything else that you play. Okay? Because it needs to be really tight together. If you're not sure what I mean by that, next time there's a rehearsal, listen to the percussion section. Right? This is a big section. You guys are spread out from over here all the way over to there, and yet you've got to play together in time and effectively. And they're doing a really good job of it. You're doing a really good job of that. Okay? Some of the comments you'll hear on parts like a triangle part or a tambourine part, maracas, some of those accessory percussion is make sure you hold it up nice and high when you do it. There was one thing I didn't hear, even though I saw it in the music, and when I looked, I did see somebody playing it, but I didn't hear it. If it's down low, that sound can get caught behind the stand and not really make its way out. There were other times when you held it up high, so I know you know what to do. I'm just going to remind you. He's obviously told you this, I'm going to guess, because I saw you hold up the other ones, and sure enough, the sound carried. So just be aware of that. But they're playing really well together. When you guys are clapping as part of the music, treat it like it's your instrument, please. Be very precise with it. Otherwise, you can clutter up the sound for what's being played over. Okay? And then be aware of how loud you're clapping. This is where he comes into play, and your ability to watch him and understand what he's doing with that baton. Okay? How many of you have gotten up in front of the band and conducted during a rehearsal? Anybody? Okay. I'm going to encourage you to encourage him to let you conduct from time to time. Okay? Because if you come up here just one time and in rehearsal try to conduct some of the music that you've been rehearsing, you will really understand what he's doing when he's up here and how much he can help you pull off what you're trying to pull off. Okay? Again, you're going to hear a lot of good comments on there too, and things that I thought were really great. Your balance of all the instruments during the first piece was really good. Really, really good. What do I mean by balance? What do you think? Yes?
Using just the right amount of each instrument.
And what's the result going to be when you're using just the right amount of each instrument?
Good music.
Can anybody make it more specific? Like, why is it? You're absolutely right. It's better music. You blend together better, which means? Yeah, what it means is that I can, you harmonize, I can hear everything, okay? All those things you said were correct. Specifically, I want you to remember that when we're out of balance, some people aren't heard, even though they may be playing the most beautiful part that's going on in the whole thing. And when we're in balance, every one of you gets your sound heard by that audience out there. This is probably, when I taught 7th and 8th grade, this is one of the most important things we worked on. At the elementary school, you all play the same melody together a lot. And all of a sudden, in these arrangements, you're playing, you've got all these different parts going all the time. And now, all of a sudden, the balance becomes important. If my baton's out of balance here, it's going to crash and burn. Well, crash anyway. Okay? Right? If I get too much of this side, you're going to hear it hit the floor. If I get too much of this side, same problem. Just not as loud. Okay? But when it's perfectly in balance, you get the whole baton. Does that make sense? I want to hear every saxophone and every flute player and every clarinet player and every trumpet player and every trombone player and every single percussion. I'm sure I left somebody out. Every tuba, every euphonium, French horn, whatever you got, bass clarinet. I want to hear it all. And so balance becomes really important. You got to work that out in your rehearsals. And that simply means that you're paying attention to what's going on around you, you're listening to the people around you, and enjoying their sound. If you can't hear them, that should tell you something. Either they're taking the day off, or you're just too much louder than them. Okay? So make sure in your practice, I talked about getting control of your instrument. And this is as important for percussionists in the back row as it is for everybody in the front row and everybody in between. Make sure you can control the volume of your instrument without losing your pitch, without losing your tone, your really nice sound. Take some middle range pitches that you're really comfortable with and you feel like you've got that gorgeous tone, and try playing them at different volumes as you hold them up and see what happens. And little by little you will increase that range from I can play this soft to this loud, to here, to here, to here. And in music, when you can do this with those dynamic levels, it's really moving. Like you'll have rehearsals in band where you get done and it's just a Tuesday afternoon and you get done and you go, wow. You know? So that's my advice. My biggest advice overall is to try to work on those two areas. One is getting control of that instrument to play multiple volume levels with good tone. And the second is to then start to listen to the others around you and see if you can do that together. Because I know you understand, I know you've already got that this means I get louder gradually, and this means I get softer gradually, the crescendos and decrescendos, because I can hear you trying to do it. The next step is to really be able to control that to a greater extent as a group. Okay. Percussion, how do you control your volumes when you're playing? Let's just take snare drum, when you're playing snare drum. Okay, and one way to think about that is harder and softer. I want you to think about this in a different way. It's the same for that instrument, but let's go to snare drum because I think you'll understand this better because you all started on snare. Right? You remember that first lesson you had with all the snare drummers in there? How loud it was? I remember those beginning rehearsals. Boom, 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 boom. The stick tip went from the drum up to here sometimes. And what did I do? I got them to control that stick tip, using their wrist, their technique, so that the stick tip was here. And they could play plenty loud. The higher the stick tip, the louder it was going to be. The harder it was going to end up hitting. Okay, I'll use your word. And the lower the stick tip, the softer it was going to be. I want you to practice your dynamics, like the wind players are doing it with their air. I want you to practice it by doing rolls and trying to adjust the bounce of that stick tip. Use your technique here. Use good technique here. This grip and these fingers just are there to help it bounce. And see if you can control how high it bounces and how low it bounces and make it happen the way you want it. You will become an excellent, excellent dynamic percussionist. Okay? And you can have some fun with that too. Your rudiments that you do out of the back of your lesson book, 9-stroke rolls, 5-stroke rolls, same thing. Try them at different stick heights, and you will really control that. It's harder for you guys with the mallet percussion. You don't get the same bounce you do with a snare stick. You've got to do a little more work with your wrist, but it's the same concept. The higher that the mallet end is going, the louder it's going to be. Make sure that it's rebounding off of the bar. Sometimes I felt like I wasn't hearing it as clear because it would sit on the bar too long, as opposed to like a drumstick which rebounds, it bounces right up. Okay? Think about that in your practice. You'll hear some clarity right away as that pulls the sound out of the mallet percussion. It pulls the sound out of the snare drum or the triangle or whatever you show. Overall, very good performance, guys. I really enjoyed it. I wish I had more time to work with it. Congratulations on a very, very high silver medal today. Nice job. Very nice.
So, what happens now is we're all set. All of this is so, if you need to change, and not do it in the dressing room, if you know what that means. Find a bathroom on the first floor and take care of that. Do not leave for G block until the bell rings. Okay? We got done earlier back in the band room.